black lining because of the fabric we're going to be using. You need 1 yard. Then interfacing, I'll be making use of hard stay. You can use color gum or hard gum. That's soft gum. Sorry, not soft gum stay. Hard gum stay. There's a hard one and there's a stronger one. But for this tutorial, I'll be using just the hard one. It's usually like so that you can also be flexible. Then one very vital thing you need to have is the line boning. The line boning. Yes, this is what gives it that structure. You can sew on it. It's something you can sew on. So you need this to achieve that which you saw on the thumbnail. So if you're ready, let's jump right into it. Like for what we saw on the thumbnail, alright, the sleeve goes from somewhere around the armhole round back to the other armhole. Okay, so basically just to achieve that is just to fold the fabric into this way and then over this way. This is so that whatever thing you have on the upper side, whatsoever thing you measure on one side is equal on the other side. We'll be cutting for one sleeve first. Okay, and the length of this sleeve, of this structured sleeve, let's say it should be about 10 inches in length. Let's say 10 inches in length. 10 inches is okay. So folded into two, we have 5. Then plus the joining allowance, that's the sewing allowance, that's 6. Okay, say 5.5. I'm using 6. Okay, now for the length, which is how extended it would be. You know, the more extended it is, the more beautiful it looks. So that's basically how it is. So we'll be using length 11 plus sewing allowance about 11.5. Okay, so what we're going to do at this point, the length of where we're joining into, let's make it about 6 inches. That's 3 inches. About this. Yeah. So we'll just connect this with a slight curve. The reason why we're giving these 3 inches is so that we can have enough to pleat around the armhole there. So that we can, after adding whatever thing we need to add, we just pleat it and then it gives it some folds. Those folds makes it look more beautiful. I'm looking at this sleeve like it's looking too short. Okay, probably you can, it's at your discretion though, so you can make it longer, you can make it shorter, but for this tutorial we're going to be using 10 inches plus allowance. That's basically 12 inches. So right now we're going to cut. Okay, and this is what we have. All right, now we're going to cut this for the second sleeve. So I've gone ahead to cut lining for both sleeves. Okay, the lining for both sleeves and the main fabric. All right, for this style, for this sleeve, you can actually use the fabric for both the main fabric and the lining. Okay, it gives it also more beauty. But if you don't, try to use a color that's in the fabric so that it looks beautiful and organized. But if you have a lot of this fabric, a lot of the main fabric, you can use it as well for the lining. So as for the interfacing, we're going to be ironing it to the lining. The reason because after ironing your interfacing to any fabric, when you're done, or after a while, it begins to fold and gives it a funny kind of look. Alright, it doesn't relax totally on it. Even if it does at the initial time, after 1 or 2 washes, it tends to rumple. So it's advisable to iron your interfacing to the lining, all right, and then sew, and then have your main fabric just plain like that. That way it comes out more beautiful. So I'll go ahead now to iron my interfacing to my lining, and also I'll come back to show you how to sew on your Reggiline boning to the the to the sleeve. Okay, so I'll do that and then show you what it looks like. I'm done ironing the interfacing to the lining. Okay, this is what they look like. So what's left, we're almost done. So what's left is to add the Reggiline boning to it. Now please make sure you use this, because this is what gives it the structure that it needs. The beauty of this sleeve is Reggiline boning, I assure you. So where you're going to place this is by the sides here, all right, to the end. Now this is how we're going to sew this on. When you go to the market, just ask for Reggiline boning that you can sew on. There are two types. There's plastic and there's this. This is very flexible. You can play with it anyhow you want to. So we'll be sewing this. I'm showing you on this black, on the lining part, so that you can see, obviously, because on the other side it's white. Now what you just need to do is sew, leaving about ½ inch. Now this ½ inch that we're leaving now is simply so that we can sew on our fabric, the main fabric, to it easily, okay, with the ½ inch. So what you need to do is just place it on this part. That will be on the lining. Good. On this lining on the other side. Remember, this is going to be inside showing, while this is the wrong side facing this will be the wrong side facing the wrong side of the main fabric. All right, this is what it's going to look like. Please do not make mistakes when doing this. So if you can, just put them together and then get to know what you're really doing. Now this you're sewing into on this white part, but I'm showing you because of this tutorial so that you can see clearly. But when you want to sew, you sew on the white part and leave about ½ inch on the side so that you can use it to sew on the main fabric to it. So I'll just do that. I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew on this part, on both, for both sleeves, and then come back to show you what it looks like. I've sewn the Reggiline boning to it, as you can see. All right, I've sewn it to the lining, and then I've joined the lining to the fabric. I hope you can see this clearly. All right, so I actually gave ½ inch to be able to sew my main fabric to the lining also. Okay, so that's that. And I went ahead to sew this. This is for one sleeve. I've sewn it and I've ironed it. I've ironed it, and this is what it came out to look like. Okay, can we see it? This is what it looks like. All right, you can see it's coming out nice already, nice and beautiful. So what we need to do is I'll just get a pin. And then fold, like, just make a pleat. This is where we're going to be attaching to about the side of the dress. So I'm pinning this down, tagging it down so that it's easy for me to just sew it when I get to my machine. Okay, so you do this for this and for the other end. All right, you see it's already giving you some pleating there. That makes it busy. All right, so I'll do this to I'll tag this other side down also. I'll do the same thing for the other sleeve. Turn it over. What you just need to do is turn this over, put your hand in it and turn it over. and then give it a very good press. So I'll just do that quickly, iron it, and then put it on the dress, and then show you what the final outlook is. All right, thank you. So basically, I just want to say thank you all to my subscribers, to my returning subscribers, and to new subscribers. Please, if you're watching my video for the first time, if you're watching till this time, I know you enjoyed this video, so please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications whenever I put up a new video. Once again, I want to say thank you all for the love. Thank you for all that you do. God bless you all. So I'll be back to show you what the final look is.